Hey guys, my name is Gabby. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a really fun video that was inspired by one of my new favorite booktubers, Zoe Reads. So I was recently watching her channel and she uploaded this video that was like a reading vlog called Reading Stephen King in the Dark, and I thought it was so much fun to watch, and she read the book Pet Sematary in that video. And so it kind of inspired me to do this too, because I feel like October is like the perfect time of year to read some Stephen King if you're gonna read Stephen King. And I personally have only read a few of Stephen King's like classic horror novels. Like I think I've only read It and The Shining, and then I read some of his like newer stuff. But Pet Sematary has been on my list forever, and after seeing her reading vlog, I just thought like now at the time, like this is the universe telling me that I need to read this book now, because she seemed to really enjoy it. Like she did say it was like a slow start, but then the ending seemed like it was very, very spooky. So thank you, Zoe, for inspiring this reading vlog. Hers was called Reading Stephen King in the Dark, but I don't think I'm gonna be reading this in the dark because it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now. And since today is one of my only days off of work, today is gonna be the day that the reading will happen. Oh my god, I'm so sorry for the noise in the background. Like I was supposed to film my October book haul today, but of course they're doing construction on the building again, like so freaking loud, and I don't think I can actually film a video with the sound. Like it's so annoying in the background. Oh my god. I'm just trying to enjoy the day, you know, because it's a beautiful, rainy, gloomy October day today, and it's like perfect reading weather. I just made myself some coffee real quick, and I think I'm going to jump into Pet Sematary. It is nearly 6 o'clock now, and I am 130 pages into Pet Sematary. I honestly didn't think it would be this easy for me to get into, because for some reason I always remember Stephen King novels being kind of like difficult to get into for some reason, or I just never really like connected with the characters right away. But with this one, I am really invested in this story, and I feel like I was like right from the beginning. Like the first 10 pages was like kind of rough or so, but then after that I just really got invested in this, and I really like the fact that it follows like a doctor, and I'm really invested in his family and his marriage and his kids, and it's like nothing super like terrifying has really happened yet, but it's definitely like setting up the vibes of like this really spooky atmosphere, and like the pet cemetery is like really creepy. I don't know, the time has just flown by. Like I'm losing sunlight because the sun is starting to go down, and I just can't stop reading this book. Like I'm really surprised that I've been getting through it as quickly as I have been. Also, it's so crazy because on page 133 one of the characters just referenced The Shining, and I'm like, what? Because like I know Stephen King has his like Stephen King universe, right? So like does that mean that this book does not take place in the Stephen King universe, because one of these characters just referenced The Shining, which means The Shining is like a thing in this? I don't know, dude. But it was really cool, so I'm gonna continue reading, and hopefully spooky things start happening in this book, because I'm really excited about it. It is now 11 o'clock at night. It has been a couple of hours since I have read anything and since I last updated you. So I'm on page 218 right now. I literally just started part 2. I made it to part 2. This book is so freaking good. I love how Stephen King's writing is so... what's the word for it? Because like he writes in his books in third person, right? But like sometimes like his writing will reveal things that the main character doesn't even know yet. even though we're kind of still reading from his point of view, but it's in third person point of view. But then he'll be like, but little did he know, like, about the main character, you know? And I remember like discussing that one time in one of my writing classes that I took like a couple years ago. Like, my professor was saying like Stephen King is like one of the best writers because of the way he writes in third person. I think it's called like omniscient or omniscient or something, third person point of view. When you're able to write, like, we see the main character's thoughts and we only get to see his thoughts, but then we also, like, the storytelling reveals things to us that the main character doesn't even know is going to happen yet. Or the book is kind of written as if these events have already happened and the author is like writing about past events, so the author that's writing it knows what's going to happen in the future. I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense, but I just love the writing style so much, and I think this is my favorite thing from Stephen King that I've read so far. Like, I am obsessed with it. I literally read 220 pages like so fast, and I really want to finish this book like as soon as humanly possible. It's really starting to get good, you know, because like the beginning of it was like, it's a slow burn, like it's building up the characters and it's making you care about these characters. And like, I've got to say, I really do care about these characters and this family, and I can just feel like bad things are going to start happening soon, and I'm like genuinely scared for them. And I feel like this book is probably going to creep me out even more because I actually care about the characters, you know? So I'm really hyped about this. Like, I think this might be my favorite Stephen King thing that I've read. I mean, hopefully like I'll love it when I finish it, because I have a strong feeling I will. Like, I started tabbing it too, with all my little tabs and stuff. Beginning of part 2, there's been like a huge thing in the plot that has changed kind of for the story. So I'm really curious now to see where this is gonna go. But like, wow, dude, I'm so excited to get to the end of this book, because I've heard it's like his craziest book ending, or like creepiest book ending. So I am just really looking forward to it, because I literally have no idea where it's gonna go. Like, I haven't been spoiled for this book. So I'm just gonna jump back into it now, and I will update you at the end of the night on how far I get.
Well, it's a little bit past 1 in the morning now, and I got to page 306, which is just crazy because I read 300 pages in one day. Like, I honestly can't even remember the last time that I've been like so into a book that I just can't stop reading it. Like, this is so freaking awesome. Like, it's honestly been such a long time since I've felt so invested in a book that I like literally can't put it down. Like, 300 pages in one day is a very rare occurrence for me now. Really loving this. I only have this tiny bit left. I really want to like stay up and finish it right now, but I kind of have an early morning tomorrow. Like, I have to wake up at 9, and since it's already 1 in the morning, like, I want to get a good sleep tonight. But I'm so curious to see how it ends, and so I think tomorrow I might take this book with me to work so I can read a little bit if I get a break, and then if not, I'll definitely be finishing this tomorrow night.
I showed Austin this cover, and look at this fucking cat. Dude, they look so similar. Like, your cat's eyes are slightly more green, but that's like the only difference.
Literally,
like,
the color on its nose is like the exact same.
That is terrifying, dude.
Yeah.
Your cat is probably evil.
Evil.
Ooh, struck him out, yeah! Let's go. It is the next night, and I am ready to jump back into this book. I had a very long day at work today, and then I just got home. We watched the first game of the World Series, and I'm really happy to say that the Nationals won. I've decided that I'm rooting for the Nationals instead of the Astros, because even though I'm not really a fan of either team, it's pretty crazy that the Nationals have never been to a World Series. So I'm kind of rooting for them because they're the underdogs, you know, and like they've never been to a World Series before, and like if they could win their first World Series, that would be pretty cool. We had a really nice dinner tonight. My sister made a really great dinner. It was like some meatballs and stuff, and then we watched the World Series game, as I just said, and now I'm ready to jump back into this book. Oh my gosh. There's only 394 pages in this whole book, so I only have this tiny chunk left, and it's like a little bit before 11 o'clock at night right now, so I'm definitely planning on finishing this right now. And oh my gosh, dude, this book is getting so good. And so we're just gonna jump right back in, and I think I'm gonna film my like live reactions from part 3 until the end, because part 3 is only like 30 pages long or so, and so I feel like that's when it's really just gonna go like batshit insane, is in the last 30 pages. I'm so excited, but I'm also scared, but let's do this. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm on page 360. I just got to the end of part 2. Oh my gosh, dude. This is getting fucking intense. And I only have like 30 pages left, and I'm on part 3, and I'm really freaking excited about it. So I think I'm gonna film my live reactions for the rest of this book because, oh my god, shit's getting real, and I'm excited about it. Holy crap. I just finished it, and holy fuck, dude. I had to stop filming there because my battery was gonna die, so I wanted to like save enough battery to film this ending, but like, holy crap, that ending! That ending was fucking intense and definitely made this book worth it. And wow, this book was great. Like, I think this is a 5-star book for me, which is so crazy because this is the first 5-star book I've ever given to a Stephen King novel before, and I'm just freaking shook by that ending, honestly. Like, that ending was so good, and I'm so happy about it because I feel like Stephen King endings are never usually that good, but this one was so good. And there were so many parts of this book that reminded me of The Shining and It. And that's also really awesome because I really enjoyed those books as well, but I think I enjoyed this one even more. Apologies, my other camera has died, so I wanted to quick film a little bit of my final thoughts on Pet Sematary, and I'm just super impressed by this book. This is the first Stephen King novel that I've given 5 out of 5 stars to, and I kind of mentioned before, but I've only read 4 Stephen King novels. I read The Shining, It, Elevation, and The Bazaar of Bad Dreams, or whatever that one's called. Of them all, this one is my 5th Stephen King, and it's definitely my favorite Stephen King so far, and I am just really like in love with this book, and I feel like this book in particular really touches on a lot of hard to read topics like grief and the loss of a loved one, and I feel like that's something that everyone can relate to and that everyone fears. And so I feel like that's what made this book especially scary, is because it's so grounded in reality and everyone fears losing a loved one, and this book kind of takes that to the extreme. But also at the same time, like, I'm afraid of cats now, kind of, even more than I already was, kind of. Like, I've never really been a cats person, but like now I'm like, no. This was freaking fantastic. I would definitely recommend this book. I don't think this is necessarily the kind of book that would like give me nightmares, you know? Like, it's not really that kind of scary. It's more like just kind of gets under your skin kind of scary and makes you think about your own life kind of scary. And I guess I'm just really impressed by the complexity of the story and the way it really like talks about how difficult marriage can be and kids can be. And I feel like this is just so different from Stephen King's other novels, at least from the ones that I've read. This novel isn't entirely horror, you know? Like, it just feels very real, I think, which is what makes it even more spooky and creepy. This was the perfect October read, and I'm really stoked about it. So if you've read Pet Sematary, then please let me know your thoughts on it. And if you have read a lot of wide variety of Stephen King and you know of any other Stephen Kings that are kind of more like this one, then please let me know, and like let me know what is your favorite Stephen King novel. I mean, again, this one is my favorite so far, but I know I haven't really read a wide selection yet, but hopefully that'll be changing soon. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on Pet Sematary, and thank you so much to Zoe once again for inspiring this super fun video. And thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will see you guys very soon with another vlog, probably very soon. Thanks for watching as always. Bye.